The Bear with the Sore Head by Gia Bass. Once upon a time, in the forest of Fay, there lived a grizzly bear named Graydon. He was enormous. When he stood up, he was nearly as tall as some of the trees in the forest. For a bear, he was quite a nice guy. He had a loud, booming voice and a good sense of humour. He made all the other animals laugh, and he had lots of friends. His best friend was a squirrel named Dot. She was a sprightly little creature who sat on Graydon's shoulder when he walked around the forest, and when he slept, she curled up next to him. He was a bear that loved to sleep. He would sleep all day and all night if he could. However, there was one small problem. For some reason, Graydon couldn't sleep. He tossed and turned all night long, and when he got up every morning, he was always in a very bad mood. From 5 o'clock, before the sun came up, he was already up, roaring loudly because he had a sore head. He gave Dot a fright every morning when he jumped up, bellowing and shouting about his headache, and she leapt into the nearest bushes and hid, cowering under the leaves until Graydon stopped shouting. All the other animals in the forest of Fay woke up every morning to this loud noise, and it was starting to drive them mad. 5 a.m. is very early, especially for some of the nocturnal animals like bats and owls that have been up all night and are just starting to go to sleep. It couldn't carry on. All the animals were sick and tired of Graydon's moaning and groaning. A lion named Rupert called a meeting with all the other animal leaders. Remy the rhino, Tarantino the tortoise, Jasmine the jackal, and Grace the giraffe all met with him to decide what to do. As always, they worked as a team and made decisions together. They decided that they would start off by sending Willie the warthog to talk to Graydon and see if he could find out why he was waking up with a sore head. The animals figured if they knew what was giving him a headache, they could fix it. Willie was very excited about being given this important task. Eager to help the team, he went to talk to Graydon, and he didn't have to look too hard to see what the problem was. The first thing he noticed was that the bear's pillow was a big, hard grey rock. Aha, he thought. He is getting a headache because his pillow is too hard. Without wasting any time, he ran back to the leaders and reported what he had observed. After much discussion, the leaders decided they would approach Ophelia the ostrich to ask her for some of her feathers, and they would make a soft pillow for Graydon's head. Ophelia was happy to oblige. At 5 p.m., all the animals in the forest marched down to the river where Graydon was hunting for fish and gave him the pillow they had made. He was very grateful and promised he would try it out that night. When Graydon went to settle down for the night, he chose a new spot on some soft green grass, put his pillow down and got comfortable. He closed his eyes and prayed to wake up with no headache and no shouting. He really did feel very bad for disturbing all the other animals in the forest of Fay every morning, as they were his friends and he loved them all. And with that thought, he fell into a deep sleep and his snores filled the air. The next morning, all the animals were so used to being woken at 5 a.m. that they awoke automatically and waited for Graydon to start up with his usual morning antics. But nothing happened. 6 a.m. came, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., and 9 a.m., and still the big grizzly bear wasn't up. At 10 a.m., the animals started getting worried and decided to check on him. As they approached cautiously, they saw the bear starting to stretch and yawn, slowly waking up. As Graydon opened his eyes, they waited for him to start shouting and complaining about his sore head. But instead, he sat up, rubbed the sleep out of his eyes, and gave a happy smile. "Hooray, hooray," he said. "That was the best night's sleep I've had in years, and I don't have a headache." From that day on, the bear slept on his soft pillow and woke up late every morning in a very good mood. Dot and all the other animals were finally able to get a peaceful night's sleep, and the only sound that they heard was Graydon's contented snores.